So you did it. You spent the money, you went through the hassle of the install, and you're all set for that amazing, long-lasting lithium power. But then you check the monitor, and something's just not right. The battery, it just won't get to 100%. If that sounds painfully familiar, you are absolutely in the right place. And I've got some good news. It's probably not that expensive new battery you just bought. Man, it's the question that sends you down a rabbit hole of owner's manuals and late-night forum posts. You made this huge investment, and right out of the gate, it feels like it's failing you. So, you know what? Let's just skip all that frustration and get straight to the answer. Here's the thing. The problem isn't the battery. It's the stock converter charger that came with your RV from the factory. See, that little box was built to do one thing and one thing only: charge old-school lead-acid batteries. And as we're about to see, lithium batteries play a completely different ballgame. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The very first reason this is happening is actually pretty simple, but it's the root of the whole problem. It all comes down to the numbers, specifically the voltage. Now, take a look at these numbers. It's so easy to glance at this and think, what's the big deal? Your old converter, it's happy putting out around 13.6 volts, which is perfect for a lead-acid battery. But a modern lithium battery, it's different. It needs to see a higher voltage, somewhere around 14.4 volts, to really squeeze in those last few percentage points and get fully charged. And this chart, well, it shows you exactly what happens in the real world because of that voltage gap. Your battery charges up, it gets really close, but that final push it needs just isn't there. The converter's voltage is too low to get it over the finish line, so it just stalls out, stuck somewhere around 85%. It's not broken, it's just stuck. But that's only half the story. The problem isn't just the voltage pushing power into the battery. It's also about how the lithium battery is pulling power from the charger. And this right here is where things get really interesting and a little bit dangerous. Okay, here's the best way to think about this. A lead-acid battery is kind of like a polite dinner guest. It starts out hungry, sure, but as it gets full, its appetite slowly tapers off. A lithium battery? Oh no, it's the guest that shows up starving and demands the absolute maximum amount of food your kitchen can make, nonstop, right up until the very last bite. So here's the crucial takeaway from that. This constant, relentless demand for power forces your old converter to run a full-out marathon that it was never, ever designed to run. It's basically redlining for hours straight. And just like any piece of machinery that's pushed way past its limits, it starts to overheat, and eventually it is going to fail. And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole conversation. Because this isn't just about being stuck at an 85% charge anymore. This is where the situation goes from being kind of inefficient to being genuinely dangerous. Okay, so we've covered the converter overheating. Bad enough, but that constant high current is also putting a massive strain on your RV's wiring, which creates a serious risk of fire. And then there's a third, hidden danger, these massive damaging voltage spikes. To understand that one, we need to talk about the brain inside your battery. You see, every single one of these lithium batteries has a little computer brain inside it, called a battery management system, or BMS for short. It really only has one job: to act as a bodyguard for the battery cells. If it senses anything dangerous, like the voltage is too high or the temperature is out of range, it doesn't hesitate. It acts instantly to protect the battery. So here's the dangerous chain reaction. The BMS bodyguard does its job and slams the door shut to protect the battery. But your old converter is still on the other side, just blasting away, trying to shove all that power through. With nowhere to go, that energy erupts into a massive voltage spike that flashes across your entire 12-volt system. And that spike can instantly fry the delicate circuit boards in your fridge, your water heater, your furnace, anything with a computer chip. Okay, I know that sounds pretty alarming, but please don't be discouraged. The goal here isn't to scare you away from lithium, not at all. It's to help you do the upgrade the right way. There is a clear, safe path forward to get all the amazing benefits of that battery you bought. So let's walk through the proper solutions. So, you've basically got 3 great ways to go. Option 1, the most common fix, is to just swap out your old converter for a modern one that's actually designed for lithium. Option 2 is to keep your existing system and just add a separate, dedicated smart charger just for your lithium batteries. And option 3, for the ultimate setup, is to upgrade to a full inverter charger, which is one smart box that manages all your power needs. But stop. Before you click Buy Now on any of those things, we have to talk about the single most important part of this upgrade: What you're looking at right now is the most critical slide in this entire explainer, because before you add any new gear, you have to look at what's already there. Remember how we said lithium batteries demand that maximum current non-stop? Well, that current has to flow through your wires. If those wires aren't thick enough to handle that sustained load, they will get hot. And hot wires behind the walls of an RV, that is how fires start. It's really that simple. You must verify that your wire gauge, your fuse ratings, and all your connections are up to the task. The entire electrical path has to be ready for the new power you're about to send through it. So if there's just one thing you remember from all of this, please let it be this right here. A lithium battery is not a simple drop-in replacement. It's the heart of a new electrical system. And for that system to work powerfully and, more importantly, safely, the charger, the wiring, and the fuses all have to be on the same team. They have to be designed to work together. So the final question you should ask yourself isn't which battery should I buy? It's, am I ready to build a complete safe system?